Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Tech for Senior. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today. This is episode 162, and it's a lovely sunny day this May the 8th in Comox, British Columbia. So welcome everyone to the show. If you are here and you're in the audience, thank you for coming. If you're over on YouTube listening to us, thank you for listening. And if it is a YouTube short you're listening on, well, just click the link in the description and it'll take you right to the show. Today we have a big show for you. Lots of exciting things. We're going to start out with, of course, Bob's security news, and then he's going to tell us how to add videos into slides. I'm going to talk about Bluetooth, the new fast pairing feature that's coming. And then Mike Ungerman, of course, is going to talk on public charging for your EV vehicle. Then I'm going to talk about, guess what I bought this week? It's a secret. You won't know about that till we talk about that. And then, of course, Ray has his music outro. We'll follow that by the Q&A at top of the hour. And then, of course, we have our premiere version, our premiere video coming at 1/2 And today we're going to, on the premiere video, I'm going to talk about tech problems to avoid, particularly with your Gmail. ℍ𝕖𝕜 is going to talk on EV battery technology. And Huey is going to talk about, didn't know you were working today, did you, Huey? We're going to talk about transferring files from your Android device to your PC. And so that is all going to happen at 1/2 and our premiere video. And I'll be putting that link, of course, in the chat. But if you subscribed to our newsletter this last Saturday, you will have noticed that the link was in the agenda there, and it also gave you all the things that we're going to talk about today. So we need to move ahead and get the show going. I just want to introduce all our staff today. So Huey, how are you doing? Unmute yourself.
I'm muted though, but I'm doing great.
You're doing good?
I've been working hard. This Sunday is the Windows SIG.
Right.
And so I've been trying to put together all of the items that I'm going to be covering Sunday at the Windows SIG. So.
Well, Huey, I've been working hard this week, and I've got a little bit of a redesign for Tech for Senior, and I wanted to show you and get your opinion on this. You've been teaching me a lot about AI, and I wanted your opinion on a few things. So I thought I have a few slides I wanted to show you and tell me how you feel about this. Let me just share my screen here, and let me come up here and we'll see if we, yeah, I think this is the one we'll show you first. Can you see that one?
This is just a little one. Can you click on it, make it so we can see the picture? There we go.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah. So I thought that this, I thought you needed some hair. I thought you looked big better with hair. So I asked AI to draw some hair for you, and I got a crown with a little, you told me how to do this, but I don't know, you didn't tell me very well, but I got a little bit of hair around the front. So I don't think
I thought those are my eyebrows.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like that one. So what do you think of that?
That's growing.
You like that? I thought that could be the new look of Tech for Senior. What do you think about that?
You're getting there.
Or what do you think? I think that what color was your hair when you had lots of hair?
Brown, not blonde.
Not blonde. But what do you think about being blonde?
I would be confused all the time.
You would you? Now then it drew this one, and I thought, well, were you watching the coronation? Is that why it
that probably is? Yeah.
I don't know, but I asked Huey, and they brought a. And what do you think of that one?
Oh yeah, that's me.
Is that you?
Oh yeah, that's good.
I thought that. Would you like that one?
Yeah, that,
Or
that
what do you
one,
think?
there we go. That's what I need.
That's more dignified. What do you think of that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, I like that one.
What about that one?
No,
All right. So we had some fun this week with the AI. Hugh's going to be talking, of course, a lot, and Bob a lot this next month about all the things we can do with AI and have a lot of fun with it. So all as I did was look at a few new hairstyles for Huey. Bob, you're on for next week. I'm having fun with yours. There you go. Bob, where are you? You're not, where the heck are you? You're not.
I'm in a itty bitty little town in Texas. We have a total of just over 500 people.
Oh,
And
okay.
I told you what the name of the town is. I already forgot it.
Campbell.
Campbell,
Okay.
Texas.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
You're in the
And
soup.
when are you going home? When are you coming home?
Oh, not for a while yet.
Okay.
We still have a week to go with a granddaughter.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, enjoy your holiday.
I intend to.
And Mike Ungerman, you're sitting there. Mike, of course, you're going to be talking today, and you've got that big smile on your face as the power consumption is moving into your car there. You're going to tell us all about public charging ports. It's interesting that while we all think of charging, we have houses maybe in garages and places where we can charge. I think I'm correct where over 50% of people live in condos or apartments, or they would require public charging stations. This is an interesting topic today you're going to talk about, right?
Yeah, this just scratches the surface. So
Right.
it'd be an introduction, but yes, public charging is going to be the way to go for people that can't do it at home.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll look forward to your video today. And then, of course, Ray, how are you doing?
I'm doing well today, thank you.
You don't have your sunglasses on today.
No, I got rid of my Bob G sunglasses, and suddenly the world isn't as bright as it was last week.
Oh, good.
So I'm on the road to full recovery.
Full agree. There you go. That's great. And of course, Bill James, we're going to talk a lot about Bill James. He doesn't know what he doesn't know the video I've made about him. So this is going to be quite interesting. So anyway, and we're waiting for his $29 toaster that's going to cost me $500 to buy, but Bill hasn't seen it yet. So we're not sure if he got scammed or not. So we're going to wait and see what happens.
We're going to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I might been a sucker on that, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I'll have to put a full retraction in our newsletter.
Yeah. If it's too good to be true, it probably is not.
Probably is, but there was some tricks to that little advertisement, which I think I'll explain later after I think about this some more. I'm going to write something about it.
All right. I think that's about it. I'm going to get going with Bob's security news update. I'm going to be playing that today. And let me see if I can find it.
Here is my security news roundup for the week ending May 5th, 2023. Hackers leak images to taunt Western Digital's cyber attack response. Included with the leaked data in another message from the threat actors, where they claim to have customers' personal information and a complete backup of Western Digital's SAP back office implementation. While the data appears to belong to Western Digital, Bleeping Computer could not independently verify its source or if it was stolen during the attack. At this time, Western Digital is not negotiating a ransom to prevent the leak of stolen data, which sparked further threats from the hackers. Read more at bleepingcomputer.com. T-Mobile discloses second data breach of 2023. The intrusion, which started on February 24th and lasted until March 30th, affected 836 customers, according to a notification on the website of Maine Attorney General Aaron Fry. The information obtained for each customer varied, but may have included full name, contact information, account number, and associated phone numbers, T-Mobile account PIN, social security number, government ID, date of birth, balance due, internal codes that T-Mobile uses to service customers' accounts, for example, rate plan and feature codes, and the number of lines the company wrote in a letter sent to affected customers. Read more at ℝ𝕠𝕟 After 15 years, Intel may be killing the Core i5 and Core i7. The original hint first appeared on a gaming website. After this rumor makes the rounds in the media, the director of communications at Intel addressed it head-on with a tweet that explained the brand changes. The director stated, "Yes, we are making brand changes as we're at an inflection point in our client roadmap in preparation for the upcoming launch of our Meteor Lake processor." Read the whole story at digitaltrends.com. Operation ℎ𝕬𝕉, 53.4 million seized, 288 vendors arrested. An international law enforcement operation has resulted in the arrest of 288 vendors who are believed to be involved in drug trafficking on the dark web, adding to a long list of criminal enterprises that have been shuttered in recent years. The effort, codenamed Operation ℎ𝕬𝕉, also saw the authorities confiscating more than 53.4 million in cash and virtual currencies, 850 kilograms of drugs, and 117 firearms. The largest number of arrests were made in the US, followed by the UK, Germany, the Netherlands, Austria, France, Switzerland, Poland, and Brazil. Read more at thehackernews.com. Apple and Google join forces to stop unauthorized location tracking devices. The first of its kind specification will allow Bluetooth location tracking devices to be compatible with authorized tracking detection and alert across Android and iOS platforms, the company said in a joint statement. While these trackers are primarily designed to keep tabs on personal belongings like keys, wallets, luggage, and other items, such devices have also been abused by bad actors for criminal or nefarious purposes, including instances of stalking, harassment, and theft. The goal is to standardize the alerting mechanism and minimize opportunities for misuse across Bluetooth location tracking devices from different vendors. To that end, Samsung, Tile, Chipolo, UFI Security, and Pebblebee have all come on board. Read more at thehackernews.com. Meta finds more than 1,000 domains sharing ChatGPT-themed malware. Meta said in its quarterly security report that since March, the company has uncovered 10 malware families posing as ChatGPT and other similar tools to compromise user accounts across the internet. To do this, operators are offering fake browser extensions in app stores that claim to have ChatGPT-esque functions. Once the browser is installed, the extensions are typically able to siphon off any collected user data, such as passwords and credit card information. Read more at Axios.com. The AI wave. Start swimming or risk drowning. Yuval Wolman, president of information security firm Cyberproof, said there's a wave coming. Either you start swimming to catch it, or you will drown underneath it. You need to start studying these engines and think about the use cases and how you can adopt these tools. Of course, it goes way beyond cybersecurity. It will touch almost every form of way of life, and we must address it across all industries. I personally think that anything new and revolutionary needs to be embraced, studied, regulated, and steered in the right direction. This new tool will affect every part of our life, and we need to get ahead of it or drowned in its sweeping effect on virtually everyone's life. Read more at cybernews.com. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel. A look at the evolution of digital assistants. From Clippy to ChatGPT. You've come a long way, baby. Please watch my video on that topic at the link listed. Did you know? The first commercial coin-operated video game was Computer Space, released back in 1971. The first item sold on eBay was a broken laser pointer. Cows have best friends and can become stressed when separated from them. Somebody once said, we never know what is enough until we know what's more than enough. Thanks to Billie Holiday. I just thought you might want to know. And that's a wrap for this week's Cybersecurity News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching.
Thanks, Bob. That's great. Let's now see how to put videos into slides.
If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and get involved. Adding video to slides. When you select video, the following selection opens. Start by selecting Insert and then Video. You have two options, YouTube or Google Drive. These are the choices when you select Google Drive. Insert a link to a YouTube video or search for a YouTube video. In this example, I chose a YouTube video link. Once you've inserted and selected the link, you'll see the following screen so you can verify that this is the actual video you want. Select it and hit Enter to insert the video. Here are 14 more Windows 11 tips to master. And as you see,
Number 1,
plays
move the
your
start button.
video. You can also add a video from Google Drive. The file must already be saved on the drive. Select Google Drive and then supply either the link or the name of the file in the search bar to select and insert. Select the file and hit Insert. That will insert the file into the presentation as shown in the next slide. Here are 14 more Windows 11 tips to master. Google Slides are free and can be used by anyone with a Google account. Next time you need to prepare a slideshow with videos, consider using Google Slides. Chances are you already have a Google account. Why not make the most of it? You'll find the Google Slides presentation at the link listed. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching.
Thanks, Bob. Good news. And well done. Well done. All right. So the next, I wanted to talk, I prepared a video for you on fast pairing, Bluetooth fast pairing. I wanted to, this is coming out over the next few months. Some of you will have this on some of the devices you have, but this is going to make pairing your device to your pairing your Bluetooth device to whatever device you're pairing it to a lot easier. If you have an iPhone and you're using you're pairing your iPhone to one of your Mac devices, Apple has done this for a long time. So good for Apple, but we need to work on that with Android. So let's have a look at this and see how it works. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Do you have trouble pairing your Bluetooth devices? If you have a Chromebook, if you have an Android phone, or you have an Android tablet, fast pairing is going to help you. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Let me show you how this works. Fast pairing is a new feature. This is very important that you understand this because it will make life a lot simpler when you're trying to pair peripheral devices to your Chromebook or your tablet or your phone. So let me explain how this works. In this diagram, you'll see that we have your Google account at the top. That's the big G that you see there. In this demonstration, we have 3 devices. We have, of course, your Android phone, we have an Android laptop, and then we have your Chromebook. Now, you've just bought some earbuds and you want to make sure they work with all your devices. Traditionally, what you've had to do is you've had to take your earbuds and pair them to your phone. You then have had to take them again and pair them to your tablet, and then you have to take them again and pair them to your Chromebook. Let's look how it will work now with fast pairing. You're going to take your earbuds and you're going to pair them with your Android phone. So you'll go through the traditional pairing approach that you do where you have to pair your earbuds to your phone. And I'll be showing you how to do this on your Chromebook in a moment, but you're going to go through the traditional Bluetooth pairing. And so now you have your earbuds in your ears and you can listen to your music from your phone. Here's where fast pairing changes. What happens is that with fast pairing, the information is sent to Google. Google, of course, is your Google account, and your tablet and your Chromebook are already connected to the same account. So now you come along and want to use your earbuds on your Android tablet. Well, when the earbuds come into proximity of the tablet, Google will send you a message on the screen and say, do you want to connect? And you just simply say yes, and boom, you're connected. No more pairing, because it already knows that it's paired to your phone, and your phone is one of your registered devices. So now we come to your Chromebook. You take your earbuds and you're in the proximity of your Chromebook. Maybe you're sitting in the chair and you take your earbuds out. And what you'll get is a message on your Chromebook saying, do you want to connect? You simply say yes, and it's done. Now, once you've done it once, you'll never have to do that again. So they will just automatically connect to your peripheral devices. This makes it much easier, and you don't have to pair your buds each time you want to use them with your different devices. Fast pairing is going to save a lot of time and make things very easy for you. Let me just show you now on a Chromebook how to pair a Bluetooth device to your Chromebook, and I'll show you on my Pixelbook how fast pairing works. So let's have a look. Let's look at how fast pairing will work on your Chromebook. But first I want to show you how to connect Bluetooth devices to your machine. If your Chromebook works with Bluetooth, it can connect devices like keyboards, mice, speakers, headphones, and headsets. It's important that you only pair your Chromebook to devices you trust. Devices stay paired to your Chromebook even when other people use your computer. So to check and see if your Chromebook works with Bluetooth, you'll see my mouse comes down here. We're going to drag it down to the bottom right, and we're going to select the little battery icon here, and we're going to click that, and we'll see, of course, my Bluetooth icon is here. I can turn that off. Oops, now my mouse doesn't work because it's connected by Bluetooth. Oh well, I still have my trackpad, and we'll turn that back on, and you'll see now that my Bluetooth is now repaired with my mouse. I'm now going to show you how to connect my Pixel Buds to my Chromebook. We're going to connect this via Bluetooth. So if you look at my mouse here, we're going to drag my mouse down to the bottom right. I'm going to click the little battery icon, and this of course will bring up my this will bring up my Bluetooth menu here. And if you come down to the little drop down menu here on the right, I'm going to click this, and now we're going to have a look and we're going to pair a new device. So I'm going to click pair new device, and this is going to go into pairing mode. And on my Pixel Bud case, I'm going to open it, and I'm going to hold the little button on the back for 3 seconds, and it should go into pairing mode. There it's found my Pixel Bud Pros. So I'm going to click on that, and it now says it's pairing, and it says Ronald's Pixel Buds Pro are now connected. Let's come back and see if that's true. We're going to come back over here. We'll come up to Bluetooth, and we'll come down, and we'll see, of course, my 2 devices I have paired are the Bluetooth mouse and also my Pixel Bud Pro. That's great. I can listen to music on my Chromebook now through my Pixel Buds. If you enjoyed the video, we'd sure appreciate a like and subscribe. Till we see you again, Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. All right, we might have some more questions about that in the Q&A. I know there's some stuff coming in on the chat, and I'll answer that. I want to move on next to, of course, what we want to feature today is Mike Ungerman. Mike, I'll play your video for you, okay? Yep. And you'll be available in the chat in the Q&A to answer any questions.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, let's talk about public charging.
Hi, I'm Mike Ungerman of the Central Florida Computer Society. Today we'll continue with the 7th in a series on electric vehicles. Our last technical EV presentation was an overview of EV charging methods. Level 1, 110 to 120 volts AC home portable chargers. Level 2, 220 to 240 volts AC home portable and public commercial. Level 3, DC public and commercial chargers. Today we'll elaborate on many of the aspects of level 3 charging, their standards, equipment, networks, and ratings. Level 3 electric vehicle charging is the fastest method of charging an electric vehicle. It uses direct current to charge the battery, which is more efficient than alternating current, or AC, charging. Today's level 3 chargers can provide up to 350 kilowatts of power, which can charge an electric vehicle from 10% to 80% in as little as 20 minutes. There are 2 major level 3 charging types. They are tied to the vehicles that you would purchase. The first is obviously it's for Teslas. It's the Tesla superchargers, and they're primarily available, as I said, for Tesla vehicles. They use a proprietary charging standard that is only compatible with Teslas, but they have committed to making at least 3,500 stations available to other EVs by the end of 2024. There are approximately 17,000 stations in the US and 147 in Canada. DC fast chargers are the most common types of non-Tesla level 3 charger. They use the CHAdeMO or CCS charging standards, which interface with almost all non-Tesla vehicles that can accept level 3 charging. There are approximately 50,000 stations in the US and 16,000 in Canada. Level 3 charging specifications. All Tesla vehicles use their own unique plug to interface with Tesla superchargers, shown here. ℏ𝕠𝕠𝕟 is a Japanese standards for DC fast charging. ℏ𝕠𝕠 stands for Charge Demove. It was developed by the ℏ𝕠𝕠 Association, a nonprofit organization that promotes the development of electric vehicles. Vehicles that use the ℏ𝕠𝕠 standard have a unique charger plug shown here. The ℏ𝕠𝕠 standard is found in early EVs, Japanese, and European vehicles. All other non-Tesla EVs use the CCS standard. Listed here, I'm showing the makes and models of those vehicles that I was able to research that have dedicated ℏ𝕠𝕠 charging standards. Bollinger, BMW, Citroën, Honda, Hyundai, Jaguar, early Kias, Lexus, all except a UX 300e, which goes through 2019, Mazda, Mitsubishi, which has several models, the Nissan Leaf, and Peugeot. CCS is a European standard for the majority of DC fast charging. It is developed by the Combined Charging System, thus CCS, Consortium, a group of automakers and charging companies. CCS chargers can provide up to 350 kilowatts of power. Vehicles that use CCS have a unique charger plug. Both ℏ𝕠𝕠 and CCS chargers are available at most EV Level 3 charging facilities. Most new non-Tesla EVs purchased in the US and Canada utilize the CCS charging standard. If you're considering the purchase of an electric vehicle, be sure to check which charging standard the vehicle supports before you consider buying it. In the US, a new law as of November 15, 2021, provides $7.5 billion in funding for the construction of 500,000 EV charging stations, including CCS chargers. The funding is expected to help accelerate the deployment of CCS chargers across the country and make it easier for EV drivers to find charging stations when needed. As the number of electric vehicles on the road continues to grow, so too does the need for reliable and convenient charging infrastructure. Use of commercial branded charging networks are essential for EV owners while they're out and about, especially on long trips. When choosing a charging network, it's important to consider your preferences. If you need to be able to charge your vehicle quickly, you'll want to choose a network that offers fast charging stations. If you're looking for a network with a large number of charging stations, you'll want to choose a network that has a wide geographic reach. There are a number of non-Tesla commercial branded charging networks available. Let's take a look at statistics on 10 of them. First, let's take a look by the number of stations in the United States and Canada as ranked by Google Bard. ChargePoint. They have 10,000 plus stations in 50 US states, 2,000 in 10 Canadian provinces. EVgo, 8,000 in 35 states, 50 in 5 Canadian provinces. Electrify America, or Electrify Canada, 800 plus in 34 states, 100 in 9 provinces. EV Connect, 600 plus in 48 states, 40 in 4 Canadian provinces. Greenlots, 500 in 48 states, none reported by Google Bard anyway, in Canadian provinces. SEMAcharge, 400 plus, 90 reported in 40 states, 50 in 3 Canadian provinces. The disparity is in the Google Bard statistics. Colum, 300 plus in 48 states, 30 in 9 Canadian provinces. Blink, 200 plus in 48 states, 20 in 8 Canadian provinces. AeroVironment, 150 plus in 48 states, 15 in Canadian provinces. And EVBox, 100 plus in 48 states, 10 in 6 Canadian provinces. Here's that same list, now ranked in in order of charging speed. So Electrify America, EVgo, and ChargePoint have up to 350 kilowatt charging capability. EV Connect, Green Lots, 250, 200 respectively. SEMA Charge and Colum, 150 kilowatts. Blink up to 100, AeroVironment up to 100, and EV Box up to 100. These will change as new stations are installed or specifications are upgraded. Now, let's take a look at how the networks reported themselves as percent availability. So ChargePoint has being one of the largest, reports at 97% availability. They're ranked in descending order down to AeroVironment with an 88% availability. So let's now take a look at some of the websites that these networks have, starting with the top of the 3 non-Tesla sites, ChargePoint. We'll take a quick look at their website. When you go to chargepoint.com, you'll click on For Drivers. Where do you want to charge? They do support level 2 charging on the go. They say they're the world's largest charging network. That's borne out by the statistics. They have their own dedicated app, and we'll review apps in a future presentation. And they say, picture yourself charging everywhere. Let's take a look at number 2, Auto Charge Plus. Again, we'll take a look at drivers. And their rates and plans. Many of them, in fact, all of them do have plans where you can sign up in advance, and then the rates are shown as low as 22 cents per kilowatt hour for this plan, with 6 times a month charging, on up to 3 to 5 times a month charging, 1 to 2 times a month charging, pay as you go, as much as 34 cents per kilowatt hour. With Auto Charge Plus, all you do with EVgo, if you've got a plan, is go to one of their chargers, plug in the cable, and it's supposed to auto detect your car, and off you go and you charge. Let's take a look at Electrify America. Charging with Electrify America gives you an idea of how they rate their chargers. You notice they do have, in this case, they have a chattable connector, but it's only up to 50 kilowatts. This particular ultra fast is up to 150 kilowatts. And they'll be labeled. So what you'd be looking for is to have an EV that has hyperfast charging capability with up to 350 kilowatts. In some cases, the chargers have a common service transformer and control unit. And so if there's 2 cars plugged in at the same time, the total amount of charging that you can get is split between those 2. Something to look for when you're looking for a place to plug in. And again, if you're using the app, or if you just use the plug, many times it'll recognize the car. So whichever you're going to check, be sure you check out one of the websites that are available. I've just shown you 3 of them. As charging spreads, additional networks are planned or underway in the US. Some are brand names that you easily recognize. Walmart has announced plans to install 10,000 EV charging stations at its stores across the U.S. by 2025. 7-Eleven has announced plans to install 500 EV charging stations at its stores across the U.S. by 2025. I wouldn't doubt that there'll be many more. And you recognize Shell as a gas station, and Shell is getting in on it by putting charging stations at many of their gas stations. They've started in California, Alaska. Plans are to expand throughout the U.S. My research showed me that besides these locations, sites such as Cinemark Cinemas, IKEA stores, Kohl's stores, Kroger supermarkets, Macy's, Starbucks, Subway, Taco Bell, Walgreens, and Whole Food markets all are considering either installing their own chargers or in partnership with some of the major networks. I'm sure many more shopping locations will be focal points for their own or traditional network charging. As by now, I think most of you know, I've archived a number of YouTube videos which support my EV presentations. They're all listed at my new blog site at wixsite.com, and that link will be posted in chat along with the Saturday newsletter if you click on Mike's EV playlist. I have a EV charging-public playlist. It's bit.ly/Mike's-EV-charging-public, which focuses in on the subject of today, which is public charging networks. So level 3 commercial charging networks will be essential for anyone planning trips outside their local area, or for those that cannot install a charger at home. The availability of level 3 charging may determine the EV you consider purchasing. And U.S. federal incentives will help the deployment of commercial chargers in the United States as more consumer sales charging sites come online. My next EV presentation will focus on the mobile apps. You got a short introduction to those dedicated for the networks that do assist with the connection to commercial charging networks, as well as the apps, the independent apps especially, that help to locate charging stations and see their specifications and availability.
All right, thanks, Mike. I know there'll be lots of questions about that. So again, we'll leave the questions for the Q&A. All right, what did I buy this week? Let's find out. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Well, this is a pretty normal occurrence in the morning. Yes, the Amazon driver has just left a lot of packages at our front door in Comox, British Columbia, which is on Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada. So I'm excited, and there's one package I'm particularly interested in, and that's this one. Let's have a look at it and see what's in that package. So let me take this trusty box cutter and open this Amazon parcel up and see what's inside. Watch as I pull out this white box and look at this. This is a red item, and as I open it up, you can see it is a Popco popcorn popper. Isn't that interesting? How did I come about to get that? Well, let me explain. For those of you who read our Tech for Senior newsletter will know exactly where I got this idea from. This was Bill James's Tech for Senior Tuesday Gadget of the Week. You too could get this newsletter delivered right to your in-basket just by signing up at www.techforsenior.com. And each week, Bill goes through an extensive review of gadgets and picks one that he thinks you'll enjoy. And let's see how he did this week with our popcorn popper. As a physician, I've always wanted to promote good health. And one of the things I hate are those bags of popcorn you put in microwaves. Now, I know people love popcorn. We all eat a lot of popcorn. And I also know they love those microwavable bags, because when I go to Costco, they've got aisles of these things, not just sold as a box, but they're sold by the case. So I know people are in love with their little bags of microwavable popcorn. And the reason is because it's easy. I understand it's the end of the day, you're tired, you want to cozy up with your loved one, watch a movie and have some popcorn. It's so easy just to put those bags in the microwave. Well, let's see what actually is in those bags. And this is a box of popcorn I bought. It is probably the most common form that you'll see and readily available at Costco. And let's have a look and see what's in this popcorn. Let's look at the front cover of the package, and you'll see that it says no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. You'll see made with non-GMO popcorn. You'll see it's a source of high fiber and it's gluten-free. This stuff must be great and it must be good for you. Well, let's have a closer look at this. So let's look at the nutritional facts of this box of natural popcorn. Well, the first thing you'll see in here that there is 66% of trans fats. Now, trans fats are made when liquid oils are turned into solid fats like shortening or margarine. These are called partially hydrogenated oils. Because of the health risks from these fats, the United States and the FDA has banned food manufacturers from adding these since 2022. All right, let's continue down the list. And we're going to come down now. I want to come down right to the ingredients. And let's look at the first thing that's in here. Well, it says there's 100% whole grain popping popcorn. Well, that's great. But what's the next item on there? Palm oil. Now, palm oil hasn't been used by McDonald's for the last few years, or any of the big franchises. In fact, palm oil is bad for you. Palm oil, palm kernel oil, and coconut oil, or so-called tropical oils, got a bad reputation because they're high in saturated fats, which has long been linked to heart disease. Saturated fat boosts bad LDL cholesterol and triglycerides, both of which are responsible for heart disease. So the next thing is buttery flavor. Okay, what is this all about? What is buttery flavor? That's the real key to this bag of natural popcorn. Well, butter flavor is often created by isolating compounds like diacetyl, acetyl, propanol, and acetone. These compounds may be sourced from butter, soybeans, or other oils. Mixing of any of these compounds with water and other ingredients creates a rich, buttery flavor. So all these chemicals we're going to put together, we're going to come up with some sort of mixture that tastes like butter. Well, I don't think that's going to be very good for you. That's not going to work. Tocopherols, that's the last on the list. What the heck is that all about? Well, tocopherols are like vitamin E. However, used in large quantities, these can actually cause allergic reactions, and some people, it can even cause bleeding problems and death. Oh boy, this isn't very good. So this is the stuff that we're going to be wanting to use in our popcorn bags of popcorn we're going to put in the microwave. So maybe Bill's onto something here. Maybe we can do something that's healthier, but we've got to make it as simple as a bag of popcorn. So let's see how we're going to do this. All right, let's head up to our test kitchen. I've got to make this device as easy to use as a bag of popcorn in the microwave. So we're going to modify a few things, so pay attention carefully. All right, what you see now is the bowl of popcorn. Now this is made of silicone, so you can throw in the dishwasher, you can wash it. So cleaning up should be a breeze with this, okay? And at the bottom of the bowl, you'll see there's two little lines, and that's important because we don't want you just dumping a bunch of popcorn in the bottom of this. There's two lines, and for the demonstration today, we're going to be using the bottom line. So you can make a lot more popcorn in this if you fill it to the upper line. And you can see these two lines in the diagram. So in the next video, you're going to see me popping the popcorn. Now I'm going to add a little bit of canola oil to the bottom of this, which is in the recipe. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it the lid on it, and then we're going to put it in the microwave. Now, it does not matter what type of microwave you have. On the demonstration today, I'm going to use the popcorn setting, but if you don't have a popcorn setting, that's okay too. You can use whatever power you want in your microwave, because we're going to do it all by listening, all right? And so what happens is we're going to turn the microwave on, and it's going to heat up the popcorn, and then you'll hear it start to pop. And of course, you know, if you've done this before with the bag, you'll hear this, oh man, there's a lot of popcorn going off here. And then once it starts to settle down a bit and there's fewer popcorn popping, that's when you take it out. Now in my machine, my microwave, you'll hear the buzzer go, and so it'll be a little while, it'll be a little further down when we finally take it out. You'll see how it all works out, and we're going to taste it and see how it tastes, okay? Let's watch the video. All right, now we get to taste the popcorn. Remember, that lid is hot, so be careful when you take it off. Well, look at it, it's nice fluffy popcorn. Let's try a few kernels. Ooh, yummy. That was good. Let's see, did they all pop? Let me pour it into a bowl, and let's see if all the popcorn kernels popped. Well, this is working out pretty good. It looks like they all popped, but you know what's missing? We missed the salt and butter. Now, how can we add salt and butter into this without having to get another pot, melt some butter, and put it on? Remember, we want to keep this simple. So let's go back to the drawing board. Before we pop it, we're going to add the salt and the butter. Now you're going to say, well, how much butter do we add? I don't care, just as long as you don't use margarine and you use butter, but as much as you want. Depends on your taste. Same with the salt. You don't like salt, don't add it. You like lots of salt, add lots of salt. I use clarified butter because I cook a lot with clarified butter. It doesn't burn. Hit a YouTube video, just type in clarified butter. It's super easy to make and it can't burn. But you can use cold butter, hard butter, frozen butter. I don't care what type of butter you use. I tested them all and it works just fine. Just add some butter and salt, and let's repop it and see what happens. Well, to keep this video short, we repopped it and are tasting it, and it tastes great. It tastes nice and buttery, it tastes salty, and again, there's no chemicals in it, and there's no trans fats. So now we have an item that is simple, easy to use, easy to clean, one-step process, just as the bag going into the microwave oven. Oh, did I miss out the most important point? How much does it cost? Well, that's a very good question. And it was on sale on Amazon.ca for $11. If you convert that to US dollars, it's the price of a Starbucks coffee. How cheap can that be? Great deal. Well done, Bill. I think you hit the home run this time. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. You know, if you want to see all Bill's gadgets, you could subscribe to our Tech for Senior newsletter at www.techforsenior.com. It could even be good for your health. Till we see you again, have a great day. All right. I had a lot of fun making that. Video. That was
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you get to
ate a
eat
lot
all
of
that
popcorn
popcorn?
too, Bill. All right. All right, Ray, just before you get going, I just want to say goodbye to our friends over on YouTube. Thanks so much for coming, and we'll see you next week. Ray, take it away. I'll just stop the live stream.
So let me say that my Tech for Senior friends, Steve Parker and Anne Marie Hunt, they were able to read my mind. They knew somehow who I was going to present today. Am I becoming predictable? Gordon Lightfoot, recipient of the Companion of the Order of Canada Award. So the following 4 paragraphs from OpenAI provide just a glimpse of the musical career of Gordon Meredith Lightfoot Jr., who passed away at his home in Toronto on May 1, 2023, at the age of 84. Gordon Lightfoot was a Canadian singer, songwriter, and guitarist known for his rich and melodic folk pop music. Born in Orillia, Ontario in 1938, Lightfoot's career spanned over 5 decades, and he became one of Canada's most iconic musical figures. Lightfoot's early musical influences came from listening to country music on the radio. He began writing songs in his teens, and by the early 1960s, he had started performing in coffee houses and folk clubs. In 1966, he released his first album, Lightfoot, which included the hit single Early Morning Rain. This was followed by a string of successful albums, including Sit Down Young Stranger from 1970, and that's the one that contained his biggest hit, If You Could Read My Mind. Now, throughout his career, Lightfoot had become known for his poetic lyrics, catchy melodies, and evocative storytelling. His music often reflects his Canadian heritage, with songs inspired by the natural beauty of the country, its history, and its people. Some of his most memorable songs include The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, a haunting tribute to the 29 men who died when the ship sank in Lake Superior in 1975, and Canadian Railroad Trilogy, a sweeping epic about the building of the Canadian Pacific Railway. Despite suffering a stroke in 2006 that left him temporarily unable to perform, Lightfoot continued to write and record music. He was inducted into the Canadian Musical Hall of Fame in 1986, and in 2012, he was made a Companion of the Order of Canada, the country's highest civilian honor. Gordon Lightfoot's music has touched the hearts of fans around the world, and his legacy as one of Canada's greatest songwriters is secure. Now, I must admit, for a brief period of time, I wrongly assumed, because of his surname, that Gordon Lightfoot was a Native American, but actually he was of Scottish descent. His musical influences included Bob Dylan, Bob Gibson, the Weavers, and Canadian singers Ian and Sylvia. Lightfoot's biographer, Nicholas Jennings, is quoted as saying, "His name is synonymous with timeless songs about trains and shipwrecks, rivers and highways, lovers and loneliness." His awards are too numerous to mention here, but I will convey he was nominated for 5 Grammy Awards and received 16 Juno Awards from the Canadian Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences. Now, a favorite LP from my personal collection is Gord's Gold. This is from 1975. It's a 2-disc, 22-track compilation album of previously released songs, all of them written by Lightfoot. Side 4, track 4, has long been a personal favorite. So here is Gordon Lightfoot from 1974 with If You Could Read My Mind. The Bob Dylan of Canada, but with a much better voice.
Yes, amazing. Yep. And he was, at his time of death, he was still planning another series. He was still planning, he had tour dates all booked, and he was ready to tour. So, yeah, amazing. Thanks, Ray. Well done. You're predictable, Lo. I knew that was what was going to come. You're predictable.
You could read my mind too.
I could. I think we all did. So thanks so much. Thanks so much. All right. I guess we'll start the Q&A, but if you have to leave, we'll see you again. And don't forget, we have a show this Thursday, Tech for Senior Live, and we'll be talking about all sorts of good stuff. And then, of course, we have our show next Monday. So we'll see you again. And don't forget, at 1/2 today, we have our premiere event starting, and that will, and I put the link in the chat for that. So if you have any questions, just before we get into the questions, I wanted just to elaborate, which I should have put in that video that I made on fast pairing, and that how this works is that in your Google account, you have trusted devices, and you'll have assigned those trusted devices in your Google account. And that's how the prompts that you get for two-factor authentication occur. They occur through those trusted devices. And that's how fast pairing will work. Once you've paired this to one of your trusted devices, then it'll be the same thing. It's like that Google prompt you get for two-factor authentication, and you'll just say, yes, I want it approved. So it has to do with the trusted devices in your Google account. Drew, go ahead.
You just inspired me, Ron, to make some popcorn. I have a microwave popcorn cooker also. It's a little one you get from Walmart for about $8 that makes a single serving size, about the same size bowl as the one that you have.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's not a guarantee yet, but I might be joining the crew of Mac users shortly. My sister apparently has a laptop that she's not using, and I need to squirrel it away from her.
Oh, well, that'd be very interesting. Very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, Drew. We're getting a lot of converts here.
Yep.
The other thing, Drew, that I liked about that particular one is it's made of silicone, and it's very easy to wash and clean, and throw it in the dishwasher. It's indestructible. And when you take it out of the microwave and you want to take it to wherever you're eating your popcorn, you'd use it as a bowl, right? It's great. So my goal is that it was one bowl, you don't want to have the pot to heat the butter and all the other stuff. You want to keep it simple, and then, it'd be an alternative to the bags, right?
Yes, I agree. If I didn't already own the one that I have, I would go out and get one of those little silicone ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got a question for Huey. Were you able to find out if that center cam has the face recognition capability?
No, I didn't get to it.
Okay. Yeah, let me know if you do.
Sure.
It doesn't have it.
I
At
wouldn't
least
think
not
so.
the one I have. Nope.
Yeah.
All right. Huey, do you have a question or a comment?
Question and a comment. First, the comment is, I've got one of those poppers. I've had it probably, I said 3 years, it might even been 4, and I love it. And I'm a popcorn freak, and I usually buy the very small heirloom kernels, and so I put it in about a 1/4 cup, and it fills it up, and then I dump it, but there's some kernels at the bottom, so I put it back in and cook up the rest of them. And I've given it as a gift to some people, and have included inside of it a 1-pound bag of popcorn. Made a nice present.
Go ahead.
No,
well, I found in the testing of it that you really need to pay attention to those lines at the bottom. If you just dumped a bunch in the bottom, you're right, you had a lot left over, it didn't pop at all. But if you kept to those lines, I found that it pretty much popped them all every time.
Yeah, I don't want any oil in mine, so I wouldn't. It doesn't need to put oil or butter or anything in there.
Right.
I just put the popcorn in and do it. And then sometimes I'll put butter on it. So I'll melt a little bit of butter in one dish. So one extra dish is.
Don't have to do it. And I like butter. I want butter on mine.
And you have a dishwasher. My dishwasher are these. I don't have a dishwasher. And I have a question for Mike. Mike, you said you can, the charging stations will know that it's your car. How do they know it? Is it because of an app, or are they actually, is there something in the plug that it knows that it's your car, and therefore they can know wherever you are?
The answer is kind of both. To start with, if you are a member of it, sorry, my phone just went off. if you're a member of one of the charging networks, then you'll already have a phone app. Your car will be registered. And then the plugs themselves, besides having electrical connections, they have data connections. So the charging station itself is semi-smart or smart, if you will. You pull up like at a VGO station with your car having the automatic recognition capability already built into it. When you plug the plug in, the two communicate with each other. EVgo knows that it's you, you know that you're attached to a plug, and then you just start charging.
So they have a way of tracking you in essence.
Yeah, they know that you're at the
yeah.
station, obviously.
Yeah,
Sure. Yes.
Okay, Bill, go ahead. Bill, thanks for the clue. As I said, you're promoting good health. That's great.
Absolutely.
Well, I was really surprised to see you put butter and salt in the appliance, because I have one and never done that. I didn't know you could do that. So
Yeah.
I like buttered popcorn as well, but I've been doing like Huey, or get that spray butter. But I'm going to do what you're doing now.
Yeah.
But those are
and
fantastic.
any butter works. Any butter works. It doesn't matter whether it's cold, hot, soft, doesn't matter. Just throw it in there. And the heat of the microwave, and the kernels are bouncing all over the place, right? When it's popping. So it's mixing it all up. It's perfect. Just like the bag of popcorn.
Yeah.
Except it's natural. You don't get all those other chemicals in there. It's real butter.
I will do that. Thank you for the review.
Okay, thanks.
Demo.
Diane, go ahead.
Hi, I was going to get the popcorn maker too. I'm a popcorn nut. Thank you. The question I have is about printers. Maybe no one has the answer. And I've been through every printer. Okay. And now the latest one I got was a Brother. I never had a Brother before, and it's been great. And I do journaling, so I have to download the colored journal pages. And I tried to order new cartridges, and they are out of stock. And they have no idea when. That was through Amazon. And then I even contacted Brother, and they're out of stock. They gave me a replacement number that said that worked as well. They apologized for being out of stock. The replacements are out of stock. I just wondered if anyone else had had that issue. And what do I do now? I have a printer that I can't get cartridges for.
I have a Brother, and I've been buying my cartridges from a guy in New York, and they're dirt cheap. I think it's less than $5 for the complete set. And I will find the address and send it to you, Di.
Diane, just to clarify, is this a laser or an inkjet printer?
It's an inkjet. Sorry about that.
It's an inkjet printer. Okay.
Yeah, it's an MFCJ1170DW. But it was, it was recommended. It printed wonderfully. I loved it. And now I don't have any ink cartridges. Huey, would that be obviously generic cartridges, and I assume they'll work in the Brother? But I did that once with Epson, and once I updated my drivers, they wouldn't work anymore.
Yeah, some of the brands have trouble with that, but I've not had any trouble with my Brother, and I've been doing it. The Brother printer I've had probably close to 10 years.
Okay, well, good. I'll look forward to that. Thank you. You guys always have an answer.
Might always not be correct, but we got an answer.
I missed you the last 2 weeks. I haven't connected because I was at the beach, and I'm all burnt now and tan, and I don't like being burnt. So I'm home now.
All right. Don't forget, you can watch the last 2 episodes. We tape them all.
I know. I'm going to do that.
There you go. All right.
Tape, Ron?
We don't tape.
Oh, right. Well, that's an old term. This is the senior show, right? We record. Anyway, Joel, go ahead.
We want to go back to, I think he said tiles, as opposed to the Apple iTags. iTags, I think, work even if you're not near your personal tag. They somehow network among all Apple products. Does Android have anything like that? I guess I want to check if my luggage gets sent to the wrong city. Can I find it?
Well, that's kind of a multi-part question.
Thank you.
Apple owns the hardware for the phone and the AirTag, so it's built into the operating system on all iPhones, iPads, MacBooks, MacBook Pros. They all act as a finding device for your luggage. In the Android world, it's a little different because it's independent contractors. So if you're a tile customer like I am, you have to be, in order to find your luggage by somebody else, they have to be a tile customer and running the tile app on their phone and be near your tag. Samsung has technology built into their phones. So if you have a Samsung Galaxy smartphone, all Samsung Galaxy smartphones are finder phones for Galaxy smart tags. So if you have Android and want the best option aside from Apple for coverage of how many devices can locate your device, right now, Samsung Galaxy smartphones, and anyone that a luggage carrier at the airport has an Android phone that happens to be any Galaxy model, doesn't have to be the same one as yours, will locate your phone, your luggage for you. And Android itself Google is working on a future technology that they're going to come out with their own tags that will be built into the Android operating system. So
Looks like I need to get me an Apple if I want broad coverage.
Well, either an Apple, yeah, if you want universal, if the best coverage available, then yeah, you really do need to get an Apple.
But Drew, for just a question, if you have, but that is fine with the Samsung if you have a Samsung phone. But suppose you had a Pixel phone and you could still, I guess, use the Samsung AirTags, but would the app work? Would the app work on a non-Samsung phone?
There's a feature built into the Samsung operating system called Smart Things, and it's part of the Samsung OS. And I don't think it's something that you could install on a Pixel. So
that's right. So it would only work on a Samsung phone.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Mike, go ahead. Oh, I have a question for you, Mike.
All right, well, let me just follow up on the conversation on tracking. I have a classic car, and if I take this car out of the area and park it somewhere, especially at a motel, if I'm going somewhere else, I want tracking protection for it. So there have been for a number of years cell trackers. In other words, it's a box and it connects to your battery, or it's got a long-term lithium-ion battery. You put it in your car. It has GPS built into it, just like cell phones have built into it. And then there's an app on your phone and an app on your computer. And then it has motion tracking, or you can also have it sense that if the engine is started, a signal is generated. One of them is called ℚ𝕬𝕝. And with the purchase in the first year, you get an AT&T cell account that's dedicated to it, just like security systems at home using cell. Now that's much more expensive than something you might want to put in a suitcase, but they're out there, especially if your suitcase, I don't know, if you're carrying furs or you've got something that's expensive or whatever. But there are devices like that, and they are on Amazon right now if you check them out.
I have a T-Mobile device that plugs into the computer on the car, and I at all times know exactly where that car is located. I can actually watch on the app on my phone as the car progresses in its travels. So
is that a T-Mobile app?
It's a T-Mobile device and an app that goes along with it. But T-Mobile is the one that sells the device. The other added feature is that I have Wi-Fi in my car. That's part of the package. It costs $10 a month, and I paid $80 for the device.
The question, Mike, I had for you was, just to make sure that I got this correct, there's of course the Tesla charging system for Tesla's cars. But aside from that, there's the non-Tesla, and all those plugs are the same. Is that correct?
All non-Teslas use either ℏ𝕠𝕠𝕜, which is probably the minority, or CCS. And the Tesla supercharging system, as I said, they're in the process. I don't know if they'll convert them all, but they're in the process of all the latest Tesla superchargers, version 3, maybe version 4. And built into the arm, you see it's kind of an open unit, and built into the arm is an actual connector that's CCS. So if you check in, you've got your Tesla account, you've got to have an account, and you've got your app. Once you've registered with that station, you take the charging cable, which is currently connected to the adapter. And if you're on a Tesla, it just comes out of the adapter, you plug your Tesla in. If you are CCS and you've already checked in with them, when you take the cable out, it comes with the adapter, and that plugs into a standard EV.
So if you're driving a non-Tesla plug-in hybrid or plug-in vehicle and you're driving around, so you could have a CCS or ℏ𝕠𝕠𝕜, right?
Yes.
So then are those plugs,
CCS.
are those charging stations, will each charging station always have both those adapters, or do you have to find a ℏ𝕠𝕠𝕜 or a CCS charging station?
And part of what the next presentation will do, we'll talk about the apps that you can use.
Okay.
And how to find stations, and to actually find out what protocols are available to you when you go to those stations.
Can you get an adapter from one to the other? What if you lived in
Yes.
an apartment and you had a ℏ𝕠𝕠𝕜 station across the street, but you got a CCS plug-in on your car? Can you get an adapter?
Yeah, Amazon has a ton of adapters going both ways.
All right. Okay. All right. Good. Well, it's 20 minutes after. It's time. We have to leave. Don't forget, everyone. We have our premiere event coming in 10 minutes. I put the link in the chat. Enjoy the video, and we will see. Well, if you want to come and talk to us on Thursday, we'll be talking about a bunch of stuff on Thursday, all the tech news of the week, and there's a ton of tech news out there that's happened. And otherwise, we'll see you back same time, same place. And Huey, did you want to say something? Unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. I did want to say two things. One is I just put a link in the chat box for the printer company that I think it's one guy, but the printer supplier that I've used for years. He actually did a presentation to CFCS about printers, and he was very good. And if you get a bad one, you let him know, and he'll replace it. Really good. And then the other thing is, don't forget the Windows SIG on Sunday. If you're already registered, you'll get a reminder. You don't have to re-register, but if you haven't registered, either let me know and I'll send you the link to register.
Okay, thanks everyone. Till we see you again shortly. Have a great day. Bye now.
Bye everybody.
Bye-bye.